Tonight, Julius puts a pause on the Alberta August cyberbullying charges. He tells the Compol to send the file to the DPP. But can he tell the people who thief Budna? We asked him this evening. And another minister on the defensive will ask Andre Perez about his niece's shop in San Pedro, which takes government coupons for government food vouchers. And we'll have the latest breakdown of the Smart Stream screenshot leaks, plus PUP's messy municipals. Is Elude Miller being asked to withdraw his application to be the PUP's mayoral candidate so that Alan Pollard can have it unopposed? We'll have the inside story. We've got the details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Thursday, June 25th, 2026. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Krang.
Money travels fast, so make sure you check it before you spend it. Here are 4 easy ways to know your money is real. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Look closely at your note by holding it to the light to see the watermark and the note value. Notice how the see-through image completes itself perfectly. Feel for authenticity. Run your fingers over the raised portrait and the bars on the edges. 1 bar for the $2 and up to 6 bars for the $100. Tilt the note to see the hidden value appear. Look for the moving images on the security thread and holographic shimmer on higher denominations. Check closely. Use UV light or a magnifying glass to find hidden images and microtext. Remember, handling counterfeit money is illegal. If you spot a fake, report it to the police immediately. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Know your money. Check it before you spend it. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
The Isabel Palma Polyclinic 2, located in San Antonio, Toledo, conducts outreach visits to some of the most remote communities in southern Belize at least twice a month.
Here in the Dolores village, it's approximately 3 hours from San Antonio. As you all can see, it's a remote area. There's basically no electricity, no telecommunication services. Since it's very difficult for the people to reach to the clinic, we've decided to bring the clinic out here and provide different services. For example, today we are with the maternal child health. We also have a booth out here giving health educations and some games. We also have 3 doctors with us today doing general medical checkup. We have our nurses doing our triage. We also have pharmacy with us and also a lab. All that is being done here today is being covered by the Isabel Palma Smart Polyclinic 2 San Antonio NHI clinic.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helps supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
They're not just cigarette, vape, hookah, cigar, and all kind of tobacco product, Lego, dangerous smoke, and toxic chemical. When you smoke or vape, that cloud then not disappear. It turn into second-hand smoke and third-hand smoke where people wrong your breathing. That kind of smoke that could cause cancer, diabetes, lungs disease, or heart problems. It could kill anybody who get exposed to it. If you smoke or vape, go outside, far from people. Everybody deserves to breathe clean air.
Them not like me, I mean I like them.
Defenders don't frighten for nobody.
The NEBL Finals is here. And Saturday night at the Belize Civic Center, Game 1 of this mega final showdown starts between the number 1 team, the Belize City Defenders, riding a 12-game winning streak, goes up against the number 2 team, the Orange Walk Running Rebels, in a best-of-5 series that will definitely be an all-out competitive battle between these rivals. Gates open at 7:30 p.m. for a 9 p.m. fairy tip-off. TV, cell phone, night stay, bar tabs, the NEBL girls, plus more. This Saturday night at the Belize Civic Center, Game 1 of the NEBL Finals between the rivals, the Belize City Defenders and the Orange Walk Running Rebels. Sponsored by the Government of Belize.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world, the Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on Earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. From rest to adventure. From nature to culture. From luxury to freedom. Every vacation imaginable, except snow, and we plan to keep it that way. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Europe.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coast.
This morning, the 2023.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Sherry Tulsel, and here's
What's ahead for you on 7 News tonight? We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Former Minister of Home Affairs Oscar Mira has been benched from cabinet, and now the cyberbullying charge that triggered his fall from grace may also be sidelined. New Minister Julius Espat has directed the Commissioner of Police to send the file to the DPP, which would normally have been done in the first place. But instead, it was dealt with as an internal police matter, even though there was an obvious conflict of interest since the police minister is the complainant. Well, new minister, new outlook. Julius Espat told us today via phone that he had concerns.
I had concerns. And so I spoke to the Attorney General. I spoke to legal advisors that I have availability with. I spoke to other people. And I believe that the correct person, the person that is responsible for prosecution of matters before the court is the DPP. And so I believe we have to give her the respect to be able to determine if the charges should be levied or not. And once she makes that decision, then we follow through. I think that's the best way, so that it's the most independent way of doing it. And I think that's what people need to know, that the investigation or whatever that needs to be carried out is done in an independent way with the authority that is responsible for it. And so that's why the decision was made. I requested that the files be handed over to the DPP so that she can make a determination as to how to move forward.
And what happens in the event that the DPP advises that she thinks it's frivolous and the charges cannot stand in court?
Then the charges will be dropped and the devices will be returned immediately.
Okay, now in the interim, the commissioner indicated to us yesterday that they have applied for a warrant.
That nothing will happen until the DPP makes a decision.
Is this an episode that you, as a veteran in politics, would wish that the department could put behind it? Because it raises so many issues.
I think that it's a new law, and it has to be tested, and we wouldn't want it to be abused. I'm not saying it has been abused, but let the court decide. Let the DPP decide if it's frivolous or not. It's not. We are laymen, Jules. You and I are laymen when it comes to the law. And why not ask the person that's responsible, the person that's constitutionally responsible, to guide us on this matter? My personal opinion is different from somebody else. You know that. Every manager has a different way of doing it. I am now in charge, so I made a decision to go in this direction.
Did the police make a mistake in proceeding with a matter like this without independent advice, considering there's an inherent conflict? The complainant is the minister of police.
That is a possibility. The optics of it is not a positive one, so let's have somebody else look at it.
Okay, and then
if it, so it's to get clarity is what we're trying to do, and we're trying to make sure that the person that's constitutionally mandated to decide on these things decide on it. And I think it's the fairest way of dealing with it.
We sent Espat's remarks to the DPP asking for a comment, and this evening via text she told us, quote, "That is a very mature, professional and sensible position to take. I am heartened that this is the approach that the minister has endorsed so soon out of the starting block. If it will be applied across the board and not just in this matter, it bodes well for the relationship between the police department and the office of the DPP moving forward under his tenure as minister. I look forward to receiving the file." And while Espat is looking for an independent review on this cyberbullying charge, will he prompt police to determine some culpability in the abduction of Joseph Budna? It happened almost 1 year ago, and while one officer remains on interdiction, no one has been charged, even though the kidnapping was captured on surveillance camera and all 4 of the abductors are believed to be police officers. So we asked the new minister, will he find out who thief Budna?
Is this something that you raised with the no arrests have been made? A police officer remains on administrative leave or something like that?
No, I haven't had time, Jules. It's been hours since I got my formal appointment. So I'm dealing with things one at a time, but it will come up. It has to come up. We will. The same thing we'll have to analyze, ask the questions, and see where it is. I don't know anything about it, to be honest. And so I need to find out, and I will. And then I'll make a recommendation after receiving advice from as much people as possible. And that one is a little bit more complex, I assume. This one was easier to deal with initially. And we'll do it one at a time. We can't run away from the problems. It has to be addressed. You won't allow it to go away, so I understand that fully.
And while the minister has to meet public expectations, he also has to manage them. He stressed that this new role is temporary and there is only so much he can do in the 3 months he has been allotted.
Let's be respectful to what I was commissioned to do. I'm here on a temporary basis for 3 months to hold over and make sure that I can come up with recommendations based on what I see or what I encounter. I am working on that premise right now. In 3 months, you cannot solve a problem in a ministry that has been there for what? Independence, we're going as far as 1981 then. And so nobody can expect that everything will be dealt with at the same time. First, you have to do an analysis. First, you have to meet the people, see how they work, see the conditions in which they're working, looking at the complaints that have come in. Then you do an analysis. You look at the structure and how they're set up. Is the structure working? Is the structure following the rules set out under the public service? Are there changes that need to be made? And then so I will have to then produce a report that I will give to the Prime Minister and Cabinet with the recommendations, and then from there we move on. Parallel to that, I have to deal with the everyday situation, which is as much as I can do. But 3 months is a difficult thing to get everything that one would like to achieve in such a short time.
You've met with the leading personalities. Do you expect that you will be able to work with them in the near to medium term, which is what you've been tasked with?
Yes, definitely. These are both highly educated and experienced people, different personalities. And I like that. I like when you have a combination of personalities and experiences and you put that on the table. What needs to be determined is that we have to work as a team, that's for sure. That's critical. And the initial conversations give me the impression that yes, it can happen.
The 3-month time frame reflects the expected duration of the audit. That audit has commenced and is being spearheaded by the Office of the Auditor General. In a release today, the leader of the opposition expressed dismay. Panta notes that the Auditor General is constitutionally established and, quote, needs no instruction, no directive, and no political prompting to execute the responsibilities mandated and enshrined in law. It is therefore particularly concerning that the Prime Minister found it necessary to publicly instruct the Office of the Auditor General to conduct an audit into the Mira family-related contracts. That raises serious red flags for transparency, accountability, and the independence of our oversight institutions, end quote. And one of the companies that is likely to come up in that audit is Fast Construction, which is linked to one of Oscar Mira's brothers. Another tranche of screenshot leaks we received yesterday shows that Fast did brisk business with the Ministry of Defense during Oscar Mira's time there.
Fast Construction is a civil engineering and contracting firm where engineer Keith Mira is listed as a senior project manager. The company specializes in civil infrastructure and roadworks. In its leak of 10 screenshots, we saw 114 payment records totaling $1.7 million in invoices paid between 2021 and 2025. There are still at least 55 records we don't see, but what we do see points to the same established pattern. A majority of payments, almost 100 of the 114, under the $10,000 threshold, totaling over $900,000. And about 100 of the payments are from Oscar Mira's former Ministry of Defense. We saw many repetitions of numbers like $9,603, $9,699, and $9,900. Those totals above $10,000 account for a total of $800,000, almost half the total figure, which are likely government contracts paid out in larger tranches. We also see the same patterns with hyphenated invoices for the same amount, such as here on September 7, 2021, when 5 invoices with the same root number, just different trailing digits, are made out for the exact same amount, $9,690.30. And on July 18th, 2022, the system processes 5 consecutive payments labeled each for exactly $9,603. On December 2nd, 2021, the terminal runs 5 consecutive payments for exactly $9,900. Across the 4 Mira entities for which invoice entries have been leaked to us, that now brings it to a total of 1,306 payments under $10,000. And almost all of those payments from the Ministry of Defense during the period when Oscar Mira was Minister or Minister of State. For these 4 Mira entities or individuals, Fast Construction, MP Farms, Jenny Mira, and Stanley Mira, we believe that there are a total of around 1,826 records in the system, of which we have seen 1,262, leaving 564 unseen.
For context, we note that FAST is a company frequently contracted across government ministries and statutory boards for civil works. For the BDF, for example, the company was reportedly contracted to pave the parade square at the BDF's Price Barracks. And so while the audit investigates that and other contracts, what of Oscar Mira? He's on an enforced leave of absence, which is a state of executive limbo, well known to Minister Andre Perez. He was placed on an 8-month leave of absence in 2023 when an allegation that is of sexual harassment emerged against him. So now that his colleague is on the cabinet sideline, does he have advice for Mira on how to while away those months in the political wilderness? He told us that he won't answer because his interactions with Mira are personal.
Listen, I do not want to answer if the circumstances are similar. What is the only similar is a leave of absence. But I want to clarify that, I don't see this, I don't want to say it's similar or it's different. It's a leave of absence. And I respect that from a decision of the Prime Minister, and I leave it at that.
Have you reached out to him, however, and what advice would you have given him in a time like this where you're in political limbo?
He's my colleague, and yes, I've reached out to him, but that is personal. That is very personal. I will not discuss that as public. That's not for me to answer here publicly. And he's a colleague and a friend.
And what about invoice splitting? That's the calculated practice of breaking down large public payouts into sub-$10,000 fragments to bypass oversight and red tape. Do they use that practice in the Ministry of the Blue Economy? Perez says only his CEO would be able to tell us that.
Does your ministry engage in split payments?
Listen, we have a very small ministry, and we don't engage in these things, no split payments, and we don't make those payments as far as I'm concerned. Actually, I want to tell you something. I have double-checked with my office and checked with my CEO. CEO's everything, and I said, we're fine. And I said, thank you very much, because I'm telling you, my ministry, I speak for my ministry. We're transparent, and we're not engaging in anything out split payments as such.
This was the first time you were hearing that was possible?
Actually, I've never really got into what are the line items and what is it that you're paying through Smart Stream. I don't know the details, so I don't want to comment on split payments as such. I have no idea what it is.
But you understand the concern from the public, though, and how bad it looks?
Again, I go back to these allegations. It's the optics that is looking out there, but I do not know the details of it. So again, the media is out there pouring out and the optics is not looking good, but that's about it. I can't be commenting beyond that.
And how does he square the reality that his friend's family enterprises executed over 8,000 transactions with the Ministry of Defense during Mira's tenure, with a 99% of them designed to slide right under the $10,000 threshold? Even though the screenshots prove it, Perez called those allegations and says he will hold off on any comments until an audit is concluded.
Would you be able to share then what do you think of the 1,000 payments from the Ministry of Defense to the businesses owned or affiliated with the Mira?
All right, so I'll answer again to what exactly was said right now. These are all allegations. I want to say that let's leave for the audit to take over. And the Prime Minister has spoken. All right, so I don't think I want to produce or say anything or opinions. The Prime Minister has spoken. There are allegations made, and let the audit roll. And after that, we're able to comment.
But forget about split payments. Perez says government might need to raise the $10,000 threshold on straight payments, which require no oversight. Perez says as a businessman, he has a different perspective on things.
Let me tell you something. The government, the national budget is growing, right? We have more payments to make. The Coast Guard has grown. The BDF has grown. My ministry is growing as well. So for me as a businessman, if I'm going to be engaging in my CEO, can I make any decisions on the threshold of $10,000? And everything has to go through us. And the payments are getting bigger. The increase of costs on just about everything. Then it's time for us to look at maybe the increase of the threshold from $10,000 to $15,000, $20,000. Because it might very well turn out that these things, payments need to be made. I mean, you full of gas tank right now? No. You asked me for a comment. You asked me for a comment. You have a comment. I'm saying from a business standpoint, if there needs to be an increase, I'm not saying going to 50,000, but again, the CEOs to make the decisions. As it relates to abuse, that is speculation. But I'm saying as a business person, 10,000 is no. You full on gas tank now. You used to full on $100 for a gas tank. You full on gas tank for $300 now. So if you authorize somebody with a vehicle that you couldn't put $100, you are forcing that person to put quarter tank or half tank. So as it relates to abuse, and so let's not get into comments for that or speculations.
But as a business person, if you see accounting where you have those ghosts, that's for double invoices, won't that raise concerns for you?
Well, again, that what you're saying, I'm just sharing what is in the news. So I can't answer you on that.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll tell you how the PUP municipal race in the city has gotten messy. Don't go away.
When the job demands more, Milwaukee Power Tools are designed to handle the toughest jobs on the construction site. If it's speed, durability, and performance you need, Milwaukee is the perfect choice. For unstoppable power at an unbeatable price, make it Milwaukee. Nothing but heavy duty. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Cada conexión es más que solo una señal, es un estudiante abriendo las puertas a su futuro a través de la educación digital. Una mente joven atreviéndose a soñar en grande. Nuestra cultura compartida con el mundo en tiempo real. Y héroes cotidianos respondiendo al llamado del deber cívico. Cuando nos conectamos con Digi, empoderamos a Belice.
In Dolores, there's no electricity or phone service, and the nearest satellite clinic is still more than an hour away. For many residents, access to healthcare is rare. Some women have even given birth in transit while trying to reach the closest facility. That's why the arrival of the Isabel Palma Polyclinic 2 team is so important.
In our village, we don't have no transportation. So we have to pay someone to take us. If there is no service today, some of our patients, they have to go in PG or in San Antonio. We just come to see some doctors. We thank them for their precious time they give us today. And we don't have to pay any cost.
These vital outreach missions are made possible through Belize's National Health Insurance NHI program.
Nokshe Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. Everything was on pause for tourism. So we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from them, it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there, we went into the culinary experience with the different Mayan cultures. We have the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Janice and the blasted thief and the monitor we took, how they know nobody know there. You know, see that as me and Eddie Gan. That right there happened for you. They know nobody never there. You see why good to have camera and things for your place. But when they don't call the security company and then they can hook up the camera and the alarm to it. The camera people, they don't come already, Janice. Champion Security don't reach out for you.
Good day, ma'am. Champion Security. We're here to install the camera and the alarm system.
You could come in, young man.
We will start from outside first, ma'am, then make our way in.
Okay, then go ahead and do the thing then. Why? Mother heck, man, I get camera up in your house. Mr. Me know if you do that, you know, me to help you know. Hey, you blasted Junior, get your backside from there, left the man, they make them do their job.
Alright then, ma'am, we're finished with the cameras outside. We're here to install the recorder and bring it up on your phone.
What, me never know you could go up on your phone too?
Yes, ma'am, it can be viewed on your phone, tablet, laptop, TV, and also remotely anywhere you are via Wi-Fi.
I could make them put it on my phone too.
Ma'am, this is the keypad to arm and disarm the alarm system. Okay, ma'am, we're all set now. Protected by Champion Security, where your safety is our business.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years. Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your nation station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
Money travels fast, so make sure you check it before you spend it. Here are 4 easy ways to know your money is real. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Look closely at your note by holding it to the light to see the watermark and the note value. Notice how the see-through image completes itself perfectly. Feel for authenticity. Run your fingers over the raised portrait and the bars on the edges. 1 bar for the $2 and up to 6 bars for the $100. Tilt the note to see the hidden value appear. Look for the moving images on the security thread and holographic shimmer on higher denominations. Check closely. Use UV light or a magnifying glass to find hidden images and microtext. Remember, handling counterfeit money is illegal. If you spot a fake, report it to the police immediately. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Know your money. Check it before you spend it. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
A 19-year-old's death marks the 6th murder in the Belize district for this month. Giovanni Gillett joins Kiefer McKenzie, Eric Nelson, Derek Morris, and Oscar Flota. Gillett was inside a yard in Lord's Bank last night at 7:55 with two other men when a man approached him and fired several shots. All three persons were injured, and Gillett, along with one of the other victims, was rushed to the KHMH. They were both listed in a critical but stable condition until this afternoon when Gillett succumbed to his injuries. And with crime unabated in the Belize district where the recent SOE was centered, was it a failed exercise? The Commissioner of Police rejected that conclusion when we asked him about it yesterday.
Please appreciate that one of the main objectives of the state of emergency was to allow the investigators to conduct their investigation without any hindrance. And we were able to accomplish that by solving at least 4 murders.
So how would a murder on Albert Street be able to happen at the height of Saturday rush? Is that criminals have no fear of interdiction, especially given that there's always like 7 police up and down on that street?
Let me say that the security and safety of our citizens is our highest priority. And we will not allow a few criminal-minded individuals to dictate the security environment of our country. Hence the reason we have deployed a number of resources to address the situation in the city. In terms of the specific incident you mentioned, criminals would take the opportunity to strike when it presents itself. But it is our mandate to ensure that we address and identify and bring them to justice.
Switching to politics now, the road to the 2027 Belize City municipal election might not be a smooth one for the PUP. Tension heightened over the past 24 hours after reports surfaced that higher-ups in the party are suggesting that Eliud Miller withdraw his mayoral candidacy and defer to the seniority of Alan Pollard. This has sparked mixed reactions online among voters and party supporters who believe the two must go to contention. Jaleesa Roberts has more.
It is framed as one of the most closely watched political contests for an election-off year. Alan Pollard Jr. and Eliud Miller both want the PUP's mayoral candidate. But yesterday evening, reports started emerging saying that the higher-ups in the party, as high up as party leadership, were urging Deputy Mayor Eliud Miller to withdraw from the race. It was framed as a matter of seniority and the fact that when Pollard wanted to challenge Bernard Wagner for mayoral candidacy in 2024, they told him to wait his turn. He expressed his frustration at the time.
I've been asking that question every day of my life, every day, especially after those tragic events. I can't seem to figure it out. I've been trained by this party. I've sat in so many workshops, so many history classes on what we are, what we're supposed to represent, and who we represent, and I think I embody that. So I can't see now, after doing all those things, still not checking the boxes to me is something that I question every day.
And is that the message that is now being given to Miller? That he should wait his turn. This would clear the way for Alan Pollard Jr. to be endorsed as the party's mayoral candidate in the next municipal elections. But on the day Pollard Jr. applied, he said that he was ready for a convention and, quote, every young person should contest.
If Miller wants to contest, then he should contest. Every young person should contest. Not only Miller, any young person who wants to run, any older person who wants to run. It's a democratic party. I think it's respect between everybody. And at the end of the day, we just have to put in the work and make sure you bring out your delegates and make sure they come out and support you. That's all.
Are you upset they're not endorsing you?
No, I never expect an endorsement. Everything I have done from since I entered this party in 2018, I had to work for. And I plan to continue working for that. So I don't need no endorsement. We are working for it.
But a convention can be a taxing political venture, costly both in finance and party unity. Miller reportedly has the support of formidable constituencies behind him. Meanwhile, Deputy Party Leader Cordell Hyde reportedly supports Pollard, who is his godson, whereas Miller is his niece's husband. Today, councillors who support Miller made posts calling for a convention. Kaya Katu said via Facebook, quote, because the numbers are not lining up in the same way, there are now attempts to force an outcome, suggesting that the higher-ups were trying to make the uncontested path for Pollard, because a contest might be his undoing. Reports say Miller will resist the urging of party elders and still plans to go to convention. Jaleesa Roberts, 7 News.
We reached out to both Pollard Jr. and Miller earlier this morning, and Pollard Jr. responded saying, "I'm clueless as to what conversations are happening among the higher-ups. I wouldn't be in any position to clarify or confirm." And as for Miller, he has still not responded. In our first segment, you saw Andre Perez defending his colleague and friend Oscar Mira, but today the minister also had to defend his niece in San Pedro. Abby's Grocery is one of the stores operating under GOB's grocery bag program. But is it set up to profit from government pork? We received multiple reports that this particular store on the island is one of the preferred outlets where constituents can redeem government coupons for grocery bag support. But Perez bristled when we brought this to him today and stressed that Abby's isn't the only store redeeming government coupons.
As area rep, how do you look at the comparison that's being made? People are trying to draw parallel with the Mira controversy, saying that grocery bags, grocery bags in your division are being channeled to come out of one store, which is linked to a relative of yours.
You know, let me respond to you in this way here. First of all, I understand that as an elected official, you will be subjected to public scrutiny. That is something that I have no problem with that, right? And at all times, as far as I am as the area rep, I will always engage in what is accountable. Transparency is the name of the game. And I can be criticized, I can be attacked, no problem. But when you engage in malicious accusations, allegations, and you involve family members who are really innocent, is unfair. And I call out for this type of malicious allegations coming out from the UDP is uncalled for. But I'll answer you this way here. Let's make clarifications because these are allegations. And it's okay, and it's important for me to give off the information and clarify it. But there has to be clarification. First of all, it's more than a store. We have several stores that in what we provide a country program. And that is a store that gets the smaller part of it, right? And that has been done for the past 5 months. There are times when a month passes and no payment has been given, and that store continues to provide. They don't deny it. So that is important. And it provides, that grocery bag program provides to the needy, to the single mother, to somebody that is medical in need, someone who is unemployed, have children. These are the people we cater to. So to say that it's a big figure or something, it is never enough. So I just want to clarify that, and it is unfair. But that is a store that is at the heart of the town and provides the basics and strict rules and regulations. That is all just food. They do not get, they have the coupons, do not give any soft drinks, no cigarettes, no liquor. It's all basics. You can't get that in a big supermarket. The prices are even higher. And that's why we go to these small stores, and one in the south, and it's strategic. So it's unfair, and I want to clarify that.
An impassioned Perez then went on to say that his relative's store has been made an unnecessary target in the controversy and insisted that the program has been operating for a while with complete transparency.
So that means that there are other stores not linked to family?
No. They just targeted that one, and that's the smallest portion is that store. There are other stores that we deal with that, and especially during Christmas time, there's several stores, and in Kikakar as well. So, you know, it's just mischief. But involving personal people is not something that I enjoy. And that's why if you're open to scrutiny, I accept that you can. But when you come out and you start to make these things, it's irresponsible, and it borders also to looking at it from a legal aspect. But I can fairly say that it is legal, ethical, and morally right to help a Belizean who is a young couple, have a child, and is a business person, born and grown. The only thing you tell me is because it's a relative of mine, but you don't call it the person's name.
According to Perez, every dollar spent on grocery bags has to be reconciled in order to keep the program running. If not, then they would be forced to halt distribution.
Is there accountability in terms of monitoring of the grocery bag program and distribution to ensure everything is above board?
Absolutely. That grocery bag program, there's no funding involved in my office. You have to reconcile that. The stores have to reconcile my office, and my office has to reconcile to build upon, and that if we don't reconcile properly, we don't get the following.
In February of this year, we learned via a press release that the Ministry of Education would be collaborating with the Kikauka Village Council and the Ocean Academy Board to advance pre-primary and high school construction projects under the Belize Education Sector Reform Program. However, that project later fell through, reportedly due to disagreements between Ocean Academy and the ministry. Area Representative Andre Perez was also part of that project, and we asked him for an update as to why the school has decided to fund its own reconstruction.
Ocean Academy, we understand that they have withdrawn from the agreement to sort of partner with you on this endeavor for the new school. Can you talk about what was the reasoning behind asking them to voluntarily revoke their license?
You know, that is most unfortunate. It is most unfortunate, deeply disheartening. I do know that we have been engaged in dialogue, speaking with them, because we know the urgency of building a new high school, and we're all in this together. There was all kind of allegations about that the minister had sold out the beachfront areas of the land, and that was clarified. We had a very fruitful meeting engaging with them, and the point made by the Minister of Education was clearly that this is going to be a government-run school, and with that means that teachers, students will be transferred over there. But I do know that they were talking about keeping it as the Ocean Academy way and keeping it as they wanted to have their own curriculum. You know, that's not really what is happening. As it relates to the details that was being done with the Ministry of Education and the school, there was what you call correspondence. And we thought they were all on board, and lo and behold, they just said that they don't want to be a part, that they want to continue to raise their own funds, that they want to continue to be a private school. I won't go against it. They want to go private and keep it private. That's for them to do it. But the funding, of course, they don't expect them to get it from the government because the government has a responsibility to have that government-run high school.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll take you to the 4th Blue Economy Climate Resilience Forum. Don't go away.
You're up.
These charter means aren't
We're navigating along the coast.
This morning, the 2023
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Shiri Kelsel,
And here's what's ahead for you on 7 News tonight. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craft.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
The success of my business means a lot to my family, especially my brother, because I'm continuing his legacy, making butterfly art collages. It was very hard for me to receive payments. I had to go directly to meet the person I'm purchasing from and who I'm selling to receive payment. Because I opened my business account with Atlantic Bank, now I can make and receive payments online, and this has made my job much easier.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
With deep sorrow and profound love, the Ingleton and Skeen families announce the passing of Everly Stephanie Skeen Ingleton. Everly leaves to cherish her memory, her beloved husband, Dion Ingleton, her daughters, Dana Foreman, Yannicka Matthews, and Adriana Ingleton, and her treasured grandchildren, Micah Sewell and Omari Brown. She is also lovingly remembered by her parents, Ellison S. Skeen and Kathleen Lester Skeen, her brothers Ellison F. Skeen and Marvin Skeen, her extended family, her church family, her many friends, and her cherished United Democratic Party family, with whom she shared years of dedicated service, loyalty, and friendship. A woman of faith, compassion, commitment, and grace, Everly devoted her life to her family, her community, and her country. She touched countless lives through her kindness, generosity, attention to detail, and unwavering willingness to serve others. Her legacy will live on in the hearts of all who knew and loved her. Funeral services celebrating her life will be held on Friday, June 26, 2026 at the Cathedral Parish of St. John the Baptist, Albert Street, Belize City. The body will be received at 12 noon with funeral services commencing at 1 p.m. The service will be live streamed on Memory Page BZ, Wave Radio and Wave TV, Guardian Newspaper, Hot Off the Press, and Cowiz Funeral Home platforms. Sunrise December 7, 1967, sunset June 18, 2026. May her soul rest in eternal peace and rise in glory. Well done, good and faithful servant.
Me couldn't believe it when me get the message said that you're gone. Ya know me hurt, you never get to see me perform. You used to tell me a star for me band. You alone did wait me when nothing did a go on. Now when me reminisce and think about what I want, I know them take your life and you are no trouble man. But only Jaja know why me still no understand. That's why me have to write that song. Me glad we never wait till me friend them dead. Fi tell me rate them, rate them. Me nah go wait till them dep on deathbed. Fi make them know how great them, how great them. Me nah go wait till me friend them dead. Fi tell me rate them, rate them. Me nah go wait till them dep on deathbed. Fi make them know how great them, how great them. Certain things in a life we take granted for you. Nothing is certain, only that life continue. So you fi cherish every moment which I give to you. It no matter if your skies them dark up or blue. So make we bust a blank fi we talk them. We drop out and gone, cause ya know we still love them. Them a know we brother, but we blood them. And we a pray for the day when once more we can love them. Me nah go wait till me friend them dead. We tell them me rate them, rate them. Me nah go wait till them dep on deathbed. We make them know how great them, how great them. Me nah go wait till me friend them dead. We tell them me rate them, rate them. Me nah go wait till them dep on deathbed. We make them know how great them, how great them. Father Mose, me rate you. I me no afraid fi tell the world, I me nah go hesitate to. Father Lee, me rate you. You send me to the world and tell me show them how great you. DJ Aya, me rate you. We used to hustle every day fi make the money pile stay so. Fleshless, me rate you. You and me, brother, feel life how we soon lucky place so.
Please, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Strengthening fisheries, creating opportunities, and building resilience. These are the key words driving the 4th Blue Economy Climate Resilience Forum, which got underway this morning at the Biltmore River Hall. Centered on the 2022 to 2027 Development Policy and Strategy Roadmap, This year's forum looks at how Belize plans to balance marine conservation with economic survival. Our Jo Marie Lanza was there and has this report.
Over the past decade, rapid economic development and population growth along the coast and inland has increased pressures on Belize's coastal and marine resources, which in turn has impacted those that depend on those resources to sustain their livelihoods. In an attempt to assist these communities, the Blue Economy has revised its strategy and implementation plan for 2022 to 2027 to better address these needs. The new plan was presented at their 4th Blue Economy Climate Resilience Forum today.
It's an update. This is something that we're constantly, it's evolving, all right, and that we have to be using smart ideas. We have to use more innovation, new technologies are there, not only in monitoring the waters, but also to monitor illegal fishing. That is important. That it goes beyond that just using vessels. Now we're looking into drones and having all the and collaboration with everybody here. So it's not only just the fisheries department is there to patrol the waters, but it has to be done jointly with everybody working together.
As mentioned in the opening ceremony, the forum is really an opportunity for us to share advances that we're doing in the space in terms of management, governance, strengthening our frameworks. But also it's an opportunity for us to hear from key stakeholders within the space so that it could continue to advise our planning and our approach over the next year as we continue our programs in terms of strengthening the pathway for a robust blue economy.
CEO Wade expressed that she was overwhelmed by the stakeholder turnout, with 108 guests in attendance. We asked her and the minister what changes we can expect to see in the new policy, the strategy and implementation plan, and the Belize Maritime Economy Plan.
Some of the changes, or I prefer to call them advancements that have been made, is that we've made significant inroads in several areas. One of them is with regards to strengthening the framework for sustainable and successful blue economy growth in Belize. So we've recently reviewed, modernized the legislation for coastal zone management in Belize. We've revised and modernized also the integrated coastal zone management plan. And we're now looking at delivering through the Blue Bonds, the Belize Sustainable Oceans Plan. These are very important for us because at the end of the day, they help to strengthen the blueprint of how we approach the space, both from a stewardship standpoint, but also from a development standpoint.
The biggest challenge here right now is making sure that our communities are not left behind. That is the biggest challenge, that our fisher folks, the most important stakeholder here is that the blue economy framework make sure that they are included, because they are the ones who are at the forefront. They are the ones being directly affected by all of these changes in climate. So we must provide for them. And also recognizing that, as we move forward to having more waters under protective as required by the Blue Bonds Agreement, we must make sure they are not displaced, they are not marginalized. And that is really, really important. We must find alternatives and that we're not having people coming together and fishing over one another. So that is also very important, and this discussion is here, that we have also alternatives means by training them to be fishing smarter, by, again, using technology, as the video showed. So that's the way we're going.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
Notably, there was no representative for the fishing community at the event. A few weeks ago, we told you about the 22 fishers from across the country that came together to present their fishers' audit, documenting a number of findings and challenges they have been facing. When we asked the Minister of Blue Economy about it today, he told us that he does not consider their exercise an official audit. He explained why.
That is something that we have noted, and we noted, but that is what they call, it's not official, because our audit, our fisheries department has an extensive amount of information, a wealth of information, data that we have. So we go by that. All right. So it can be questionable, but we welcome it. But it's not something that is official. Let's not take the position that is actually the national position. There's somebody that did it independently, and we read it, we respect it, we look at it, we dissect it, we compare it. Yes, we can. But what we rely on is on our data that we from the Belize Fisheries Department, and in collaboration with the Coastal Zone Management Authority Institute, this is where is the official authority that gives the information official.
President of the San Pedro Fishers Association, Jorge Aldana, told us, quote, "Fishers are the obstacle of the Blue Bond. We are seen as obstacles and not partners. If and when we are treated as partners, then we would have been properly represented." The third National MSME Roadshow was launched yesterday in San Ignacio. It's a chance for entrepreneurs to travel around the country and set up shop, bringing their products to the customers. At the launch, CEO in the office of the Prime Minister Narda Garcia explained more.
This year marks an important milestone as we launch the third, as I said before, the third National MSME Roadshow. Since its introduction in 2022, this initiative has connected with more than 2,000 entrepreneurs. I think that's a very large number across Belize. That level of participation speaks volumes about the ambition and determination of Belizean business owners who continue to seek opportunities, who continue to learn, to grow, and expand. This year, the roadshow will once again travel throughout Belize, making 10 stops in every municipality, including our island communities, of course, San Pedro and Kikoker. That nationwide reach is intentional because opportunity should not depend on where you live, whether you're in Corozal or Toledo, Benqueviejo or Kikoker. Every entrepreneur deserves access to the tools, resources, and support needed to build and grow a successful business.
The roadshow lasts for 3 days. The country's very first dedicated dental training institution, the Magazine Dental Academy, is officially opening its doors on July 13th. The academy will offer high school graduates hands-on training in its state-of-the-art Belize City Lab. Our team caught up with the academy's founder and president, Dr. Osbert Usher, at yesterday's press launch to discuss their vision and how they plan to shape the next generation of dental professionals.
Today we enlightened the press, the Belizean public, about the opening of Magazine Dental Academy, which will happen on the 13th of July of this year, and talked about the concepts that we are envisioning in the Magazine Dental Academy. It's an academy that will educate individuals, will be taking individuals from high school with some level of biology, and we will be training them in the art and science of dentistry, but with focus on dental hygiene, oral health, education, and we will be giving them educational aspects, scientific, evidence-based education, where they will not only be given theory, scientific knowledge, but they will likewise be given practical experience. We have an entire lab that is equipped thoroughly with all possible equipment that we can utilize to train these individuals and enhance their skill in providing eventually services to the Belizean community. We have right now 7 individuals already enrolled. In that, 7 individuals are already approved. We have others that have applied, but we haven't had interviews with them as yet. We have capacity for about 25 individuals, so our cohort will run with 25 individuals.
The Blue Teddy Bear campaign reached a milestone today, celebrating 100 days of raising awareness for child protection and family support initiatives in Belize. To mark the occasion, the ice cream shop launched a special Blue Teddy Bear Sundae. Jaleesa Roberts has more.
Ice cream, the one dessert every child wants and every adult turns into a guilty pleasure. This time around, different partner agencies are partnering with the ice cream shop to raise awareness with a blue teddy bear ice cream flavor, featuring a vibrant blue color and teddy bear sprinkles. It's a limited edition treat that uses a light-hearted approach to open the door for a much more serious conversation about child safety.
You know, we've been having a lot of cases of abuse among our children, and so by doing this campaign, it is making things more aware of how to report situations of abuse. Everybody loves ice cream. So what we want to do is to partner up with the business establishments, the business community, and involve them in addressing what we call EVAC, which is the elimination of violence and abuse against children. So when we brought it up in the discussion, we said, what is it, or how can we bring the awareness? It somewhat of a sweet message.
Nearly 2/3 of Belizean children experience some form of abuse, including physical harm, emotional trauma, or neglect. In terms of reported numbers, there are consistently over 1,000 cases of child abuse registered in the country each year, and that's how the Cuddly Blue Teddy came about.
Blue Teddy is an idea that we are sharing with NCFC, and it is to do a few things. One is to make sure that there's more awareness about violence against children, that the workplaces are made more child-friendly, and also that the employees who work in the workspaces, they are parents, they have children, or they are working with children or living with children. They need to be aware of the different aspects of violence and how to prevent it in society and in the communities they live.
Many of us see children every day, but do not know what they're going through. But Ali told us how we could spot the signs of abuse.
In addition to any physical marks or I would say traces that you could see, the behavior is very important. Sometimes children can be very silent. They become aloof, they withdraw. And you can see that there's something which is not right. Sometimes they will speak about it, or sometimes they will hint about it. And sometimes you can even see the behavior of their parents who come to pick them up from schools or are with them in let's say a shopping mall or out there, and their behavior with their children. So there are signs, and again, it's for everyone. When you see it, you need to call it out.
More than just a limited edition flavor, it's an invitation for the community to stand together in support of child protection. Talisa Roberts, 7 News.
And that's all we have for you for our newscast tonight. Thanks for watching with your news. I'm Indira Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a great evening. Join Miriam Abdul-Kawa here tomorrow, and I'll be seeing you back on Monday. Have a good one.